Okay, welcome back. In the previous two tutorials, hopefully you now have your WordPress blog installed and you've added the e-commerce functionality. And in this tutorial now, we're going to spend some time just going over how to do some of the basic settings and configuration of your website. The previous tutorials were less than 10 minutes. This tutorial will probably be about 10 minutes, so you should be into your website about 20 minutes now. Not too shabby, huh? If you successfully installed the WP Commerce plugin, you'll have this product section now listed on the left-hand side under dashboard. You're going to want to click on that, and from the drop down, the first thing you're going to want to click on is settings, and that's what we're going to be covering in this tutorial. And what are the different settings, what do they mean, and what do they do? First thing you're going to want to do is select your country, and for most of you that's going to be the USA, so just go ahead and select USA, and then it will ask for the state, so go ahead and select your state in here. Texas. And then you can select if you want your tax settings, what you charge as far as sales tax. You can put in all the individual tax rates if your state requires it. Most of the time you're just going to have to put in the tax rate of the state that you're doing business in, and so that anyone from your state that's purchasing from you has to pay the sales tax. But you can go ahead and, if you want, put in the individual tax rates here, and then just save the changes. So once that's done, it'll automatically, if somebody puts in that they live in Texas, it's going to bill them the percentage rate that you're responsible for in Texas. So going back to that main page now, you can put where you're going to target. Since we're a global economy now, we can target everything. You can select if you want to just pick certain areas. You want to select your currency type, which is going to be the US dollar. So you can scroll down here to USA for the US dollar. And then your currency sign, typically this is how you're going to want to leave it displayed. Just go ahead and click update on those settings, and you've got over the general settings. Pretty easy there, self-explanatory. Next is the presentation. This is how your products are going to be displayed and kind of some of the basic layout. The first option you're going to have is you're going to give your customers the choice to either add an item to the cart or buy now. Typically, if you're selling multiple items and you're looking at doing cross-selling and upselling, you'll want to do the add to cart. The buy now would be if you only had one product or one thing that you were selling and somebody wouldn't be adding multiple quantities to their shopping cart. The hide add to cart button, if you select no, it allows people under the products to click add to cart and go to checkout. And once again, if you were only selling one product, you might just want to hide the add to cart and put the buy now button. Under product settings here, you can show product ratings, so people can rate the different products, and you can have that available. Display fancy purchase notifications. What this means is when somebody adds something to the cart, a little thing will pop up that'll say, you've just added this to the shopping cart. Do you want to continue shopping, or do you want to go to checkout now? So some of the things you see on the higher end, so I would recommend that you set that to yes. Show postage and packaging, just as shipping and handling. If you want to show the shipping and handling charges on the product page, you can. If you don't want to do that until checkout, you can do that as well. It's really a matter of preference. Some people like their customers to know before they put the product in the cart how much they're going to be charged. You'll find a lower abandonment rate if you do that, but you also might find a lower conversion rate. So I would choose what option you want, but then that would be something you would probably be testing to see how that affects your purchases and your conversion rates. Disable link and title. That just means that the person can't click on the actual title of the product and go to another page. It disables the link and the actual title of the product. Add quantity field to each product description. If you are dealing with something where you only have 10 items, and you would leave that to yes so that people know how many are available to purchase. If you're dealing with a drop shipper, for example, who has a limited quantity, you can put that to no because quantity really doesn't matter. The next option here is product page settings. So the product display view, if you're just using the free version of WP Ecommerce, you can do default view. That's the only option that you have. I'm going to recommend that you invest $40 and you upgrade to the gold package, which will do a couple of things. Number one, it will actually allow you to display your products either in list view or grid view, or as well as add some additional payment processing options for those of you that are using a traditional merchant account, whether that's been through GoE Merchant or another provider. You've got several different themes that you can choose here, and you can also customize these themes even more if you would like to give your website a more enhanced custom design look. You can also find a lot of themes and different options for WP Ecommerce, and we'll have those places and those resources available to you at the end of the section on our resources page. Here you can select which product group you want to display on the products page. You can show all products on the products page. You can show all of the products plus a list of the products. You can just show categories. So if you have shoes and shirts, you can just break it up into categories, or by brand, so they select a brand and then go into the different products. You can sort the products when they click into a specific product page by the time they were uploaded, so the newest products first, or alphabetically by name or by price, lowest to highest. We want to show breadcrumbs, as we mentioned in our previous tutorials. That allows the people to click back from the product page up one category back to the home page. So you want to show the breadcrumbs. And then show product count per product group. This means that if you do this, you can see, okay, there is 10 products listed in this category or in this specific group, and then they click the next if they want to view more. Product groups and products display. If you want to have all the products displayed in a product group, just select this option here. If you want sliding product groups, which means you just show one product per page, so they're going and looking at one product at a time and it has its own page. The sliding product groups is going to be if you are selling products with a lot of details, a lot of information required to make the sale. The product groups is if you're selling something that's pretty straightforward and the picture tells most of the information. You can also replace the page title with the category name if you'd like to do that, so people can keep track of what category they're shopping in. Let's talk about shopping cart settings now. These are pretty self-explanatory. You can use a widget, or the shopping cart widget. You can also do a whole page for the location. You can manually, if you want, place the code for the shopping cart anywhere that it fits within your web design. We'll go a little bit more in depth in that in the next lesson. But for now, you can just select widget. That's the easiest. Use the sliding cart if you want to use a cart that slides in and slides out. And then display plus tax. If you want to display the pricing inclusive of tax, if there's any, you can select that to yes. That's what most people will do. Product group settings. If you'd like to show the product group description, which means they click on a group and it actually describes, this is a group of golf sets. Golf sets are blah, 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 whatever you'd like to say there, you can do that. Depends on the content. Most of the time you'll want to put in a product group description just for search engine optimization, which we'll get into in future lessons, but it can help your ranking having more keywords there. Show product group thumbnails. What this means is they get to the product group page and they can see thumbnails of all the individual products. You can do that if you've got a lot of products and good quality images. Makes it easier for your customers to look and click specifically on what they want. On the thumbnail settings, the default size is 96 by 96. That's usually the best resolution and best size. You can also do the same size or a little bit bigger if you'd like for the product group thumbnail size. And then once they click on the actual thumbnail for the product, it'll then go in and open up into a larger image. And you can select or set this height and width to whatever works best with your website design and the template you're using, as well as the resolution of your images. And then finally, the pagination or pagination. What this does is this will allow you to actually, if there's, you have 200 products, you don't want to show 200 and have them just scrolling down indefinitely. You can put in, for example, 10, and it'll show 10 products per page, and then show either at the top or the bottom of the page, click page 2, page 3, how many pages they are, so they can see how many products there are. And you can do that on the top or the bottom or both. When you're dealing with customers on the internet, the easiest thing is do both. Let them do it. And intense debate comments is a new feature. You can click on the Intense Debate website if you'd like to learn more about it. But what it does is it allows people that have purchased or seen your products to actually leave comments and debate the product there on your actual website. So when you're done with that, you can go ahead and click Update. You're done now with the presentation. Now we're going to go to the administrative side of things. Now, if you're just selling information only or an informational type product, here's where you can set how many downloads you're going to allow with that. You can just allow one, and then you can't come in and do it again. Sometimes people's computers have problems and things, so you may want to say, okay, you can come in and try 3 times, and then you're done. You can lock the downloads to IP address so somebody can't download it from their computer and then run over to their buddy's computer and download it again. Your purchase log email, this is where you're going to be notified every time you make a sale. So this is the exciting part. This is the one that you want to put in that links into your BlackBerry, your cell phone, does the cha-ching on your computer. And you can also send it to multiple people. So you can just do just separate them by a comma if you want to do multiple emails and be notified to multiple places. So that's what the purchase log email is for. You also can have a reply email. So if somebody's asking questions, you can actually have it appear that that person's writing from a email address other than the personal email addresses you're wanting your purchase log emails to go to. You can also here put in your terms and conditions for the informational download. We reserve the right to deny service to anyone. Whatever you want there. Of course, you're never going to put that on a website, but you get the idea, right? Next is your custom messages, and this is where you can come in and the purchase receipt email, modify this if you want, put in a coupon, a personal touch here, and then your admin report is this is what you'll get in the email. You'll get, if you want a list of your products, what the total shipping and the total price is for what you sold. You here have your URL settings. These are the different places where your URL, you can find your different stuff and the different pages that people are checking out. So if you want to look at your products page, you can just type this URL in your browser and it'll take you in and show you your product list. This is where your shopping cart's located. You can change these if you want, and then you can just update the page URLs. It's completely up to you. And that is the admin section, pretty straightforward there. Next is the shipping, and the shipping is, any shopping cart is the most complicated part of setting up and configuring your website and your shopping cart. The only time you would say no for used shipping is if you're selling an information or a downloadable product that doesn't require shipping. Or you're doing a membership site and nothing's being shipped, they're just logging in and using the membership. If you're selling a product, you'll want to select yes. And it's important that you put in your zip code here because this is how it's going to be able to calculate. WordPress e-commerce integrates with USPS and UPS.com, and so you directly into their calculator, so it can calculate real time what you're going to pay to ship the product to them, and you can bill them the exact rate, whatever you want to do. They also integrate with ShipWire if you want to use them. They're an alternative option, and there is a fee, so I would go to shipwire.com if you're interested in a more robust shipping solution. If you start to see that you're shipping out 50, 60 products a day and you're doing it yourself, you're not drop shipping, that may be some time where you want to start looking at a more robust shipping solution. You've got 3 options when it comes to shipping calculators. You've got weight rate, flat rate, and table rate. And then If you want to have it just calculate the actual cost externally through USPS or UPS, you can do that as well. So what will happen is when you select one of these options, weight rate for example, you can click edit, and what you can do is add layers here. So if weight is 5 pounds and above, then charge $10. So you can do that if you want there. Flat rate, if you want to just do a flat rate, if it's anywhere in the continental 48, you charge $10. If it's international, what do you charge to ship? And you can do a flat rate to those places if you like. And then the only other rate is the table rate, and this is where you put in a price based on the total value of what they're purchasing. So it looks like the connection here is slowed down just a bit, so we'll let the system catch up. Once again, I always do this on a slow computer, so it always seems fast to you. Here with the external, you need to have a login for USPS or UPS. You can go to ups.com or USPS.com and actually set up a free account, and you can tie into these calculators and charge them exactly what the going rate's going to be. So let's go here into table rate. If we're going to do the table rate, it will do the same sort of thing. It will go in and let you specify if they spend less than $10, charge them this much. If they spend over $10, it's free. So you can get in and look at that and see how that works. The next section we have are your payment options, and once again we've got Google Checkout. Manual payment, that's if you're going to let people actually send you a payment. You're going to let them send you a check, a money order. You're going to have them do a wire transfer. I would not, especially in today's day and age, offer manual payment. You can do it if you want, but I prefer just to use PayPal and Google Checkout. Once you select the option, you just it updates over here, and you can come in and say, okay, I want to use PayPal. You put in your PayPal username, PayPal, the server type. You can either do a sandbox if you want to test, probably be doing production, your currency, and you just put in here what information you want to get from the customer, and then just update those settings. There's more detailed settings on PayPal's website if you need them, but just fill out the fields here. First name filled, first name, last name filled, last name, address filled, address, and so forth. Right now you only have the PayPal and the Google Checkout, which we mentioned are very important that you offer your customers those two options, but also if you've gone out and got your own traditional merchant account through GoEmerchant or another company, I would recommend that you upgrade to the gold account. I'll quickly show you on upgrades. If you want to go to upgrades, you just can come over here to the Pure Gold. The Pure Gold will allow you to have more images on your products, have people be able to look in a gallery and a grid view, and then also add the different payment gateway options you need to be able to accept credit cards through your traditional merchant account. It also allows or adds a product search for your customer. So for a one-time fee of $40, it's extremely affordable. It's well worth the money that you spend there. So that's $40, and you can take care of that just through the upgrades link. The next option after payment options is import, and this allows you to bulk import your product. So if you've got a Excel spreadsheet, you can just put in 100 products just by going in and putting in the A column description, the B column additional description, the C column product name, then your price, the SKU number, the weight per unit, the stock quantity, how many you have, is limited quantity, yes or no. Then you can put in 100 items just with this information, browse to that file on your computer, and then bulk import all the products without having to manually upload them. And we'll show you how you do that in the next lesson. And then finally, checkout. And this is pretty much where you can just select what information you want. If you want them to register before they check out, which means they have to become a member on your website and create a login, you can do that. I would recommend that you just set it to no for now. That way you're not alienating anybody that's not comfortable doing that. And then lock tax to billing country, you'll do no for there. And then here you just select which information you want to display in the log and which information you have to have from the person before you'll let them submit the order. So you can go through here, look at this, and do it however you would like. This takes care of going over the initial general settings and setup. In the next couple tutorials, we're going to be going in detail how to upload your products, get your categories and products set up, and how to start designing your website. So we'll see you then.